Hello. I was watching somebody play this for like a minute, and I figured it's free. It looked interesting. I'll just play it myself. So here we are, playing the game. Okay. Essentially, yeah, you use ooh, yeah, use adjacencies and these circles to figure out where stuff goes. So like this is adjacent to a yellow. So this has to be yellow. And this is adjacent to two reds. It's touching two reds. And it also has to be adjacent to two yellows. So it's got to touch two yellows. This is all reds. This is touching two reds. This is touching a yellow. Okay, I'm glad I can do that because I'm going to forget what button those are. Let's see, this has to be adjacent to a red, which means that has to be red. This is adjacent to a yellow, so that has to be yellow. That's touching a red, so the other three. So it's this one, and I'm guessing these two to be yellow. Is that one's red? So I'm guessing this is just the tutorial. So that's yellow. This is touching a red, so these two are yellow. This is two reds, so that's red. These are both touching a red, so these ones yellow. Oh, they pop up once you click them. That's cool. These have to be. Oh, because this one exists. Well, shit, I didn't mean to do that. Because I could just do this. Sorry, touching two yellows. That's touching two reds. Supposed to touch two reds. Both of these have to be red? Yeah. Now we get it with no gibbons. A red and two yellows. And two reds and a yellow. So regardless of anything, for this one of these has to be yellow. And for this one of these two has to be red. So one of these has to be red and one of these has to be yellow, which means this one has to be yellow. Same is true for this one, which means one has to be red. This is touching two yellows. So yellow, yellow, red, red. I like the way that sounds, okay? This is touching three reds. It's only touching this, this, and this. It's only touching this and this. Two reds and a yellow, that has to be yellow. A yellow and two reds, that has to be red. So it seems like it's adjacent in the sense that it's directly next to it, even if they're like weird angles, but it's not diagonally adjacent, which is okay. Two reds and a yellow, so these, this affects these, and this affects these. So on either of these, one has to be red and one has to be yellow, one has to be red and one has to be yellow. So I think how it has to be is these have to be red. Because for these to work and this to be red, both of these would have to be yellow, and that would kill this. Okay. So this is only touching 3, and they all have to be red. It's touching 4, so we don't know. This doesn't matter anymore. Is there anything that tells us anything? This is touching a red, so we know that these 3, one is red and one is yellow. This is touching yellow, so this has to be yellow. So that both of these still work. Which means we have a yellow and a red, so we know that this one is red. This one's touching 3 yellows. It's only touching 3 things. So why are not all 3 yellows? Am I missing something? Why didn't I do this earlier? I don't know. Looks right to me. That has to be red because of this. This is touching a red, so that has to be red. This is touching a yellow, so that has to be yellow. This is touching 1 yellow, 1 red, so we need another yellow here. Okay. Okay, so this is like... Okay, so that adds another color. So this... and this. I think they're each only touching 3. That's weird and interesting if they're going to do more like this, where it's a strange shape where the dots are only in one spot. Because you could get really messed up with that. C is yellow. We need red. So that has to be blue. Because they share it. Because say if this was red, then this up here would have to be yellow, which means there'd be nothing for the blue. Whereas if this is yellow, this can be red. But if these were blue, like I explained earlier, these two would fight. But now we can. Boop. So this has to touch a yellow and a blue. So one of these is yellow and one of these is blue. And one of these is red and one of these is yellow. So this one should be yellow. This one red. This is red. This is blue. This is yellow. A little bit of it is just knowing what you're looking at. It's kind of obvious or just catching the obvious logic. So like this touches red and blue, so one of these two has to be red and blue. Red, yellow, red. Red, 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 blue, red. Red and yellow. I think. Okay, so if this is yellow and this is red, and this is red and this is blue, then this is red, this is yellow and this is red, but then this would be blue and we'd have a problem. Wait, so this is such a yellow and a red. This is yellow, this is red. This is blue, this is red. Then we have an issue in the middle, right? So the middle should be red, I think. Just because they share it. So now red, blue, but also red, yellow, which means this is red and this is red. So that means this is yellow and this is blue. Which then, from this perspective, it has everything but yellow. From this perspective, it has everything but blue. I kind of have to figure out where to start, because once you have the first little bit down, it gets a lot easier. I like that I can choose anywhere to go now instead of a set place. 1, 2, 3. It already has the blue, so red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow. Is there a way to like... I don't know, that's not what I wanted. I was hoping I'd be able to like mark it. I kind of gotta just keep it in my mind. So red, yellow. So these two can be red and yellow, and these two can be red and yellow. They both share the fact that stuff has to be red and yellow. So that doesn't matter. So say this is red. That satisfies both this one and this one. This one's yellow to get this one. This is yellow, like it's this one. And we're good? There's gotta be something else though, right? This would be red to get both of these. It would also fill this. Which means for this one would have to be yellow. Which would get this. And for this one, either this one or this one would be yellow. We're just gonna have to try it. Okay. So that one's that. Which means this one can't be red. Which means that one has to be red. Which means this one has to be yellow. And this one has to be yellow. Yeah, which then makes that happy. And then for the blue, both of these can be blue. They touch the red and the yellow. Which, until we have the red and the yellow, don't matter. So it's kind of like a fuck you, but whatever. Oh, I see. The thing I overlooked that would have made this a lot easier. It has to be red. Because diagonals don't touch. And I forgot about that. Okay, this has to be touching red to yellow. One of these has to be red, one has to be yellow. That's true for every single one of these corners. It's also true for these two things. Well, not this one. This one doesn't need to touch yellow. Just a red. So one of these two has to be red. Red, yellow, red. I don't. Okay, so say this is red. This would have to be yellow. Satisfies this little thing. This little thing would have to be yellow to satisfy this. Red, yellow, yellow. This would have to be red, which would satisfy this. This would have to be yellow, which would satisfy this. This would have to be red, which we already have established. I don't know. I guess I gotta go with it and hope that I'm right. Which I don't like to do in puzzles, but sometimes you just gotta. We know that has to be yellow. We know this has to be yellow. Oh, yeah, because it only needs red. Sorry. Wasn't braining right. This has to touch yellow and red. So one of these has to be yellow, one has to be red. Same is true for this. And this. This is actually the important one. This one touches a yellow, but not a red. And then this touches a red, but not a yellow. And then this touches a yellow, but not a red. I appreciate that it has lives, so I can't just trial and error my way through it. The lives are up here. I noticed them a round or two ago. So many dots on this one. I think for practical reasons, this outside rib doesn't matter unless I'm gonna try and put multiple on the outside. Same is true for this inside. Unless I'm gonna put 3 colors of any specific one, it's not gonna matter. This has to touch 2 yellows and a blue. This has to touch 2 reds and a blue. So it would kind of make sense for this to be blue. But there's nothing. Yes, because if this is red, it's going to interfere with this. So it's blue in my mind. Which then means both of these are red and both of these are yellow. So Just two yellows and a red. So far, there's nothing stopping it. But we do know, actually, that these are blue. So, two of these are yellow, two of these are blue, and two of these are red. That is the only thing we can be certain of. This is probably red because these two. To the point that I'm going to say they're definitely red. Which then tells us that these are yellow. These are blue. And then we have the two blue, the two yellow, which means these two are red. And if you don't get it, I don't get it either. I'm just kind of rolling with it. Hey, Vagabond, how you doing? How you doing, my guy?
I really like
it. Yeah, I'm on the tail end of being sick. I'll be good today or two, but not super great. Thank you. Thank you. Probably not the right mind to be playing a puzzle game in, but it looked so interesting. I had to try it. Now, this one is tricky to me, at least, because this touches these three. So any of these can be blue. This touches these two, so they could be yellow. And this touches these two, so they could be red. Or yellow. This. Wait, so this is red. The outside has to be yellow, and this has to be red. This is yellow, and this has to be red. So if the outside is yellow, this is red, which satisfies these. But this is also red to satisfy these. And this is also red. This is also red to satisfy these. Which means I guess the easiest way to check is to test to see if this is yellow. Okay. Because we can go easy from there. Because this is blue, obviously. In my head, at least, it's obvious. Because it's not the only thing the blue is touching. It's the only thing that isn't affected by other things that the blue is touching. And these are obviously going to be red from these. Like that. I guess this should also be red from these two. And this needs to make these one yellow. Looks like. Oh, this was actually blue. I didn't notice this dot appear. I was about to make it red, but I guess this is already touching a bunch of red. Boop. It's kind of weird because it doesn't show every dot, which it tells you it doesn't. And so you may be missing the information that you need to know that something's connected, but it's okay. So when we get another color. Wait, this says this. Oh, everything's adjacent to the white because it goes all up inside it. That's not super useful. It does tell us this is yellow. Oh, they disappear as we click on. That's cool. So, red and yellow, red and yellow. So I'm assuming these three have to be blue. I assumed right. I like these dots. This makes the game easier. Red and yellow, red and yellow, red and yellow. This touches all four of the ones that it's connected to. This one touches all three of these. So we're assuming that these are all blue. Because there's no more dots left after that. Okay, but so both of these are yellow. That works for everything. And there can't be more dots than two, so it has to be. Yeah, this is the easy mechanic. This makes it easier. Tells me exactly how many dots there's gonna be. I like that. Ooh. This one has to be red. Because there's only one red. And then if there's only two blues. One has to be adjacent to this. And two have to be adjacent to this. So this one has to be one. Touch both of these. And then because of this one, it has to be one of these two. But we have three yellows. So I think that if this is a yellow, it makes this one happy. And if this is a yellow, it makes this one happy, but then this one's happy and we're missing a yellow. Right? Hmm. My brain turned off. I gotta turn it back on real quick. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. So this is touching the red, so this is just a yellow. So one of these two has to be yellow. And this needs to touch two yellows. So two of these two have to be yellow. So most likely scenario is that this one is yellow. This one is yellow and this one is yellow. Which makes this one blue. Worst comes to worst, we have another life. I like having backup lives. Ooh, 3 reds, 5 yellows. Everything's touching at least 3 things. Okay. So this is red, everything's touching 1. And then we can get the other 2, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Seems good to me. Okay, we have 3 yellows to work with. Start with that. How many things is this touching? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got 4. 3 yellows and a red, so 2 yellows and a red for these 3. And this is 1 yellow and a red. So this is most likely a yellow. It's not. So we know it's a red. That's not good. But it kind of is, because now we know both of these are yellows. Both of these are reds. That's a red. That's red, that's red. Which makes yellow. Kinda easy after you get the first one, but I'll take it. Oh, that's a lot of dots. Shapes. Adjacencies. So this one's 3 and it's touching 3. Red, red, yellow. Yellow, 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 and red. Everything can be yellow and red. There's 6 reds and 4 yellows, so 4 yellows to satisfy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 reds to satisfy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 8. So essentially, there's 2 doubles for each color. So if this is yellow and this is yellow, it gets 1 for each of these. So that means this can't touch a yellow and this can't touch a yellow, which kind of screws us. So if these 2 are yellow, that helps both of these. But again, we can't do anything else yellow except these themselves. Seems right to me. Oh crap. That didn't help at all now, did it? So if this isn't a yellow, this has to be a red then. This is only touching these 2 then. It has to be a yellow. Just weird to me. Yes, okay. So that has to be a red. It has to touch both of these as red. This has to touch both of these as red. Yeah. Oh, it added more levels. Let's finish out the inner circle. That's a lot of dots. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Or 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh. Okay. Each of these only touches 4, so that's good. This is most likely a red. Wait, this is even easier than that. This. No, it's not. I thought this only touched 4. It actually touches 6. There's all of these and these two. Okay. So this is most likely a red because of how much it's touching. Because this only has 1. And so it shares it with either this one or this one. Which means these two are probably both yellow. And that's true for this, where these two are probably yellow, one of the two. So those ones are probably red. In this one of these two is probably yellow, so these are both red. And then one of these two is probably red. So these are both yellow. Does that get us anything interesting? This is touching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible things for 3 red. No, it's touching 4 possible things for 3 red. Cool. So if we end up getting one out, we got this. One of these is going to be yellow. Which means if one of these two is yellow, so we assume both of these are yellow, right? And we remove a red, so there's 2. Then we only have 2, 3 options. I have an easier way to figure this out. Okay. This is only touching 4 things. If we assume this is a red, this is a yellow, so this would be a red, and this would be a yellow. Would this be touching the 4 reds it needs? So red, yellow, red, yellow. 1, 2, 3. Red, red, yellow, yellow. This would be touching 3 reds. This would be touching 3 yellow. Means this couldn't be anything. Right? No. This would already be a yellow. I think this is the linchpin. This has to touch 3 yellows, right? It's touching 1. So either both of these are yellow and both of these are red, or both of these are red and both of these are yellow. So if these two are red, and these two are yellow, and both of these two have to be red, both of these two have to be yellow, which then leads us to this having it touch 1, 2, 3, and not 4. And if both of these are red, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yellow is 1, 2, 3. How do we get this to touch 4 reds? Oh, actually, these are yellow, right? And these are yellow. Then this is touching 3. If these are red, then this goes up to being touching 3, but then it's touching 5. Ooh. I'm missing something, aren't I? Something very important. Hmm. It has to do with the fact that this touches 3 and this touches 4. Hmm. So I have to figure out whether or not these two are yellow or these two are yellow. And then for this, how do we figure out which 4 touch this? So 3 reds need to be touching this adjacently. There's 3 more than current. The only way I can figure to do that is for these two to be red and these two to be red. You know what? I'm just gonna. Okay. That tells us this and this. This is a guess. This is a total 100% guess, but I had to do it. I don't get the logic behind this one, but that's okay. I don't need no logic. I don't need no stinking logic. So for this one to work, because it's only touching one, these two both have to be yellow. But then won't this be touching 5 reds? It is? Okay, it's that thing where it's not limited to the dots that you see that mess with me. Because it was touching 5 and not 4, and that kind of messes up my chain of logic. And it ends up just being a guessing game if you can't well define it, which I don't appreciate. It's been decent until now, but that was really fucky wucky. There's something I'm missing. Is possible? So these both need to touch one red, which could be any of these ones in the middle because they all touch each other. But we definitely know one of these is designed for red. One of these five. Um, this one is no. Okay, so this one needs to touch a yellow and a blue. So one of these two has to be yellow, one of them has to be blue. Or these two. There's three reds. Okay. Big brain logic time. If there's three reds total, both of these have to be red. Even though nothing says they're touching a red, both of them have to be red. For satisfying puzzle thing. Which then we can concentrate on these ones. Two of these have to be blue, two of them have to be yellow, and they have to satisfy these three in the middle. So if this one's yellow, it satisfies this one. If this one's yellow, it satisfies this one, but then this one's left out. This one's yellow, it gets both of these, but not this one. So then we have to put it somewhere else. But at least to me, it seems like there's no way to get all three unless you do this one. Whereas with blue, it's a lot simpler because it has to be these outside two. Then we simply need one of these to be red and one to be yellow. Is there a way to tell which one's red and which one's yellow? Not that I can tell, so we're guessing. Lots of reds, two yellows, two blues. One of these two is red, one's yellow. Okay, so this is red. This has to be yellow, which makes this one red, which makes this one yellow, which makes this one red. And if this one's yellow, this one becomes red, yellow, which nowhere down the line hurts anything. Except for the fact that we can't have more than two yellows. So is there a way to get everything with two yellows? One, two. Then I assume these two have to be the two yellows. And then with 2, 4, 5 reds. 1, 2, 3. It's all of these. I don't see an issue with all of these being like that. This one and this one have to be the blue, though. I like that one. It has a clear, simple line of logic. Not too. Not that it's clear and simple, but that you can figure it out. Whereas the other one, it felt like I was just guessing. There's a 50-50 shot, which is not very satisfying. Either of these can be yellow. Either of these can be red or yellow. That's the same for these two. So this is red. Both of these have to be yellow. But as we've seen, this could be fine as yellow, and we wouldn't know. This is yellow. Both these have to be red, in which case this is not satisfied. So I think this has to be red. Two blues and a yellow. This doesn't really help us. I was hoping it would give us something to help us a lot. I mean, it tells us that neither of these are blue. And that if both of these are yellow, then this is red. So I guess if we try this is red, we'll know if it's... Yeah. Then we know that these are both yellow. These are touching a red. Whether or not they're touching a blue does not matter. We need to figure out where this yellow goes. It's touching red and yellow, touching red and yellow, so these don't matter. Touching everything but the blue. Blue touches everything, literally. This has to touch two yellows, though. And so does this. And there's only one yellow left, which means this has to be the yellow. Which means these two are the blue. Hmm. Okay. I guess we should start with the blue. So, because we only have one less dot than we actually need. Um, does this touch one of these two? Same with the yellow. So these could be blue or yellow. This is red. This could also technically be red, but so could these two. So it's more likely that it's blue or yellow. This one is definitely blue or yellow. Either way, this one's easy. Kind of. Only one can be here. Or only one is probably here. This one, if we do here, it touches both. And that simplifies the problem of we have the exact amount we need. That doesn't necessarily mean that's the one. But I'm assuming it is. So now we have the exact amount of those we need. This is touching red. That has to be that. It's touching a blue. It's already touching the blue. This is touching two yellows. I didn't notice that. Yeah. I'm doing a bit better. We only have two. So that one's yellow. Which means that one's red. Those ones are blue. Blue, yellow. This is red. Two of these are red. So the only thing left for this is red. It's a bit of a big brain game. It is true. You're kind of just trying to figure out where colors go, though. Okay, so there's a hidden yellow. Everything else is out in the open. Which means for the red, uh, yeah, you kind of just match things. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Um, it takes a minute for me to start figuring things out. So I thought nothing could share anything because there's the exact amount of reds, but it looks like some stuff has to share things, which then confuses me. Probably what's going to happen is I have to like also make one of these red, which then ruins my whole idea of not making things share. Obnoxious. These stairs three. Two of these stairs are yellow. Two of these have to be red. Okay. Got the first one down. That's half the battle. Then I'm done making the funny noises. So we know this has to be blue. Anything that really affects. This is touching 4. Which means if these two are red, it means absolutely everything to this. The only thing that this touches that won't affect this is this. But only one of these two can be red. So theoretically, I can make any of these red. And this would still be fine. But if I make this red, it fucks with this. Look at this. This would have to be... You know what? We have 2 yellow here. Let's just do that first before I get too thought processed. That makes this need to be red. This need to be yellow from this. Sometimes I just miss the obvious things because I'm trying to figure stuff out. Like this is also an easy one because it only touches 2 things. Well, it touches at least 2 things, and these are 2 things. I think a bit of the problem with this puzzle is in my head. It says it only touches 2 things, but it actually touches at least 2 things. So this one's missing a yellow, and this one's missing a blue. This one's missing a yellow and blue. This one's just missing a blue. This one has to be... So this is blue. This one has to be touching both a yellow and a blue. This one needs to touch 2 blues. Miss that. This has to be yellow. Now we can get back to this one, which has to be touching 2 reds. And everything else is blue. Wait, is the center one? Did I miss that on the other thing? Let me go back to it. So, square's done. Triangle's done. Okay. We're good. We're solid. Huh? This one has to touch at least 1 blue. This one has to touch at least 1 blue. These 2 are likely to be blue, but not certain. Same with red here. No, not the same with red here. Same with yellow here. Red here. The issue being, can't really be certain. What can we figure out? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's only 4 blues that I can place down. And 4 yellows. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dots. So lots of sharing. If I do one here, we have 3 left. Satisfies this, and half of this. Another one here, we have 2 left. Satisfies this, one of these. And then we've used too much already. Or we don't have enough knowledge to continue. Yellow is in the same boat. We use 1 here. Completes this. one here completes both of these. And then we could just do one here and it's still not using everything. But red, there's a whole bunch of 7. 6 red dots on the map. Which means we probably don't want many of them sharing. This touches 3, which means it's everything, even though I didn't think they would share. This touches a blue. Well, at least we got one. I don't understand what logic you're supposed to get from that, but at least we got one. This has to be yellow. This has to be red. That has to be blue. That has to be yellow. One of these two has to be blue. Okay. Now we can use logic. Now that we've cleared up a lot of this by pure chance. We have 2 yellows. We have this asking for a yellow. And this alone asking for a yellow. No. This is asking for a yellow. This is asking for a yellow. And this is asking for a yellow. So if we do these two, that satisfies those two. This can have either of these. This can have either of these, and this can have either of these. We know we need to at least slim down a little bit. I'm assuming this. So this is not yellow. This needs 2, so that has to be yellow. And then these both need 1, so that has to be yellow. This can't be 1, or at least it's unlikely to be 1, because this. It doesn't mean it's not 1. And then we don't know anything about these outside ones. This has its red. It's 3 reds. Am I wrong? Is this red? And then this blue. This blue. And then of course everything else is red. Am I wrong about how this works? Was I thinking too differently than what they intended? Is this not about what's adjacent, but what's connected? So for example, what the heck? An orange? Oh, because red and yellow make orange? So it counts? But then it also has its own thing? So my theory now, is that this is connected to 3 that are that color. Maybe. I don't know. I think I'm making shit up again. I see. That's why they did that. Between there, and I'm assuming X is gonna be green. So for example, this would be connected to 2 reds. Or not. Oh, because it could be orange. Okay. This is connected to 3. So if these are both, and these are all, then these 2 are orange. Satisfies this, but not this. This has to be 2 reds. So this one is a legitimate red. This one is an orange. Sorry. Fuck. This one's a red too. No? Because I forgot you exist, you bitch ass hoe. You're connected to those 2, you have to be yellow, but you also have to be red, so you're orange. You need 2 yellows, these 2 are yellow. We have 2 yellows. At least we know what happens when we die. Still a terrifying thing to have the board reset in the middle of a thing. Might not remember your line of logic. So there's only 1 orange. That's good to know. This is likely the orange, so we're just gonna click it. It's not. Cool. The red? Yeah, it's the red. Which means this is yellow, which means it could also be orange. It is. Fuck me, I guess. I hate leaving stuff up to chance. I don't know if there's a way to tell if it's gonna be orange or not. I guess both of these have to be red, but at this point, I don't fucking know. 2 reds and a yellow. This is included. These 2 are included. Well, all that's left is reds and yellows, so we're good on that front. Both of these have to be red. 1 red, 3 yellows. So if this is red, this is complete. These all have to be yellow. This could be red. This could be yellow. I don't see a problem with that. To be clear, I didn't see a problem with anything else either, but I figured if it works, it works. If it don't, fuck it. We have the yellow, but we also have oranges as an option, so I'm not going to click the reds. But this says these 2 are red. This is a red, so this says these 2 are yellow, so these 2 are orange. Red, yellow. So this is yellow, but not quite so fast. Could be orange. This motherfucker getting all complicated in my ass. Red, red, yellow, yellow. This has to be a yellow, but it could also be an orange. This yellow, red, red. So this is orange, which makes this yellow. So what is this touching? A yellow, and a red. So that gets rid of this, and the rest is all red. which means everything but the center cube is certifiably red. Which means it's yellow. No, we just did that one. Don't fuck with me. Two reds, two yellows, four oranges. Okay. See if we can't figure this out. This is red, so these two can be yellow. These are all red. So yellow, red, red. So this is orange. So this says these are all red. There's nothing stopping this from being red, so we'll just mark that. This everything has to be yellow, so we have that as yellow. Cool. Really, this is just a war of trying to figure out which one's orange. These two are red. This says this has to be red. This also says this has to be red. So this actually genuinely has to be red. Okay, I think we might have found the yellow too. So this says these two have to be yellow. This says these two have to be yellow. So I think this is genuinely yellow. Maybe the rest are orange. I like it. It feels like it's I can see the through line again of logic. It's just concerning that it's going to get more complicated and I'm going to lose the line of logic again. This touches 1, 2, 3, says these are all yellow, doesn't mean they're not orange. Especially with the little oranges saying that all of this could be orange. This is definitely orange because both the red and the yellow say it has to be. And then these both have to be oranges because the literal orange dots say that they both touch 2, and these are the only 2 that they both touch. And everything else is just red and yellow. So this means this has to at least be. This means this has to at least be. This bottom one is touching 3 reds and a yellow. It's touching a yellow. The other 2 have to be red. Which means these 2 have to be yellows. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 4 of them can be red. We have absolutely no other information. Do I just guess here? I'm assuming there's some kind of logic. I'm glad it doesn't take a heart away if I click what I've already colored. Okay, here's my logic. These big ones, if I make them red, we'll touch a whole bunch of other ones, which are unlikely to need to touch red. So we're going to touch a little one. Okay. So one of the 2 big ones is in fact this one's orange. So it's got to be this one's red. So one's orange, the rest are yellow. So this it says is red. It means it's orange. For the sole fact that we know there's no reds left, which then helps us because there's no oranges left. This touches 1, 2, 3, 4 things. This also touches 1, 2, 3, 4 things. We know the ones that they both touch are orange, like this one and this one. Okay, so this is yellow. I'm assuming this is yellow. That tells us this is orange, which means we know where the rest goes. I do think now that they're adding in this coloring out of stuff, it's a lot easier to do the math without guessing. Well, when they actually give you something to start with. Oh, they give us 2 colors this time, purple and green. Oh, that makes sense. It's a little pyramid on my... Actually tell where things go. It's not perfect because of E, but it does actually make a little pyramid on my keyboard, which is nice. ZXCSDE. A little pyramid that leans right. So, an orange and 2 greens. This one has to be the orange. A green and 2 purples. That one's the green, which means the purples. I think that's obvious. 2 greens, 2 purples. So here's where it's actually a thought process. These 2 could be yellow. Which means they're orange. I'm an idiot. Also, apparently we have 3 lives. That's weird. Oh, because we're using green and purple, not... If these ones are green, which means the other ones are purple. My brain's so used to orange that it assumed. Okay. These ones can be blue and yellow, which means they could be blue or green. This one's connected to 2 oranges, which means it could be either end. In fact, it's probably both ends. It's neither end. Me disease too. Started however I want. See, because the issue is, does this count as these reds and these yellows? Or does it count as this yellow too? I have no clue. And I don't really have a method to check that. And I honestly don't think they care, which is fair. So there's no reds, which means the fact that this is connected to 2 means these are either orange or purple. Shouldn't have clicked it before I saw that purple was the thing. This also true for this. These are either blue or these are either orange or yellow. Is there a way to tell what anything is? This is probably yellow, but until we know what this is, we can't know. This is also probably yellow. Until we know what this is, we can't know. This is probably red. Until we know what this is, we can't know. And this is probably red. Until we know what anything is, we can't know. The same is true for this side with blue and red. Which I guess means we just take what we already know. If these two are in orange, means these two have to be. And we cheat. Don't want to do it, but there's not really any line of logic in this right now. Not all these puzzles have a good set of logic. It doesn't take away from the game. I think some of these are really, really fun. But that's my big criticism is it's not always possible to see how to do it without guessing. And when it comes to puzzle games, you never want to guess. And if I'm just missing something, maybe that's my bad, but I don't think I am. This could be yellow, but it could also be. Well, it can't be yellow, actually. It could be green or orange. This one's already connected to orange. This one's already connected to green. This one's connected to two blues. All right. But there are no blue, right? So even though there's nothing to say that this is anything other than blue, we know it's not blue. And that's all we have to go off of. Which means until we get more information, this is a hole. This is connected to yellow and most certainly a blue. So this has to be green. And if it's not green, I'm gonna fuck come. This one, I would also say would have to be, but there's also this, which means this is probably purple along with this. This is already connected to a blue. So this is red or orange. Which one it is? No clue. I'm gonna assume red. Cool. This is connected to yellow, which means this has to be orange. Which probably could have told us this was red, which is a nice little line of logic I missed. But I don't remember if that yellow dot was there before I clicked it. Probably was. I have a tendency to miss things like that. Is there anything important? We have these reds, but only one of them can actually be red, which doesn't help us. We have all these yellows, and none of them can be yellow. They can either be green or orange. Is there anything that tells us if either side is green or orange, or if anything in particular is? No. Just that these four are the ones that are green or orange, which means these three are at the very least blue, purple. Ooh, but what we do know is they can't be green because we know those are up here. Because there's four connected to these yellows. We know it can't be green or orange. one of these three have to be red, which can't be this one. So one of these two have to be red. Unless they're... No, one of these two has to be red. And then purple has to be this and one of these. So this... But then what about blue? And then these yellows have to be something, which we can't offshoot the chance that they are blue or purple. But until we know what these four that they're connected to, we don't know if these two are going to appear with dots. We know that they're an offshoot of red, so they could be purple. In fact, I'm rooting on the fact that they're probably purple. Neither of them are purple. Wait, neither of them are purple? So they have to be orange? That ruins everything. They're not orange. And if I don't like that big red. I don't. It's not very satisfying. It makes sense puzzle wise, but it's not very satisfying. Because there's no line of logic leading me there in any kind of fashion. I assume this can only be blue, green, or purple. Which means red has to be one of these. It can't be either of these or these. So it has to be these or these. I guess that makes sense in a way, but not very nicely. We know it. We can't exactly pretend like we don't. Two of each color. Blue, orange, green, purple. Hmm. What could be blue? This is either going to be blue, green, or purple. So this could be blue because it could be a mix of the red and the blue making purple. But it could also just be blue. Same for this. I don't like guessing in puzzle games. And I constantly feel like I am just guessing in this game. Like I never would have got that's blue. There, we guessed our way out of that one. I didn't like that puzzle. This is only touching these three. But we can't just choose blue. So this is either green or purple. Is there a way to decide whether or not it's green or purple? Because this says it could be either. Unfortunately, this also says it could be either. So what's the deciding factor? Whether or not it's red or yellow that mixes into it. This one has a lot more, so we're just going to assume that one's green. Hope for the best. One of these is green, one of these is blue. No, they're both green. These are both yellow. Okay. This one, the blue went here, so these are both yellow, and the yellow went here, so these are both red, so they're both orange. I'm assuming blue, yellow, so these are both green. So something that was catching me up earlier is it's not how many of these claim. So like this is touching 3 blue colors or mixtures that make come from blue. And so I was thinking this takes this takes this takes this. And therefore if there was per se a blue 2 here, it wouldn't count towards this, or it would have 2 of its own or something. And it was wrong. I'm not explaining it right. My head process was wrong essentially with how stuff works. It still doesn't help me because there's a lot where there just is no head process that can help. There is no green, so this is either blue or purple. And this is either red or purple. And there's no red, so it has to be purple. Don't give me them 6 dots, you bastard. So red goes here, yellow goes here. We don't have any context for anything else from that, so we'll try it out. We should probably find context from something else. And I think part of the problem is even with all these rules, if you take it just from what they give you at the beginning, there's so many possible solutions that it fucks with me. So this one has yellow in it, but it's not necessarily yellow. It's not green though, because green isn't an option. So this is either yellow or orange. Same way this is either yellow or orange. And these two are either yellow or orange. This one's also purple or orange. Because these say this is either purple or orange. No, it doesn't give us anything, huh? I think this is the biggest one. This one, no, because this also has. I don't know. if this is, say, orange, right? Takes the red from here, yellow from here, and yellow from here. Then this is purple. Takes the other red from here, the blue from here, the red from here, which means this one's orange. But it can't be orange, so this one's yellow. But that one's not yellow. So I'm missing something there. That one is orange, though. It just gives you new stuff, so it means everything else is a fucking waste. There's a lot of purple dots, to be honest. And I was hoping there were just these little spiky outcrops that were purple or something. Okay, let's see if there's any way to know anything. Substance. 3 are blue. These 2 are yellow. So these 3 have to actually be blue, but they can't be actually blue. Which means the only one that doesn't touch anything is this one, which means it is. That one touches 2 of that. That one's, well, I was gonna say it's yellow, but it's not. I don't know why it's not, but it's not. It's not yellow, it's red. I don't get the logic for that. I think this is just not a bad game. It just scrambles my brain. Probably shouldn't be playing it while I'm feeling sick. It's not bad. It's just not for me. It doesn't have a line of logic that I find easy to follow or easy enough to follow through with. And part of that is I can't like scribble on it because it's, on my computer screen. And part of it is just its rules are kind of fluid, unlike something like Minesweeper, where when it says 3, any of these is solidly 3. Whereas this, it's, you see 2? Well, that could be 3 later. Instead of that's that. You know what I mean? And the mixing of the colors, while it's a cool mechanic, just extenuates the issue in my mind. But it's partially down to me being not a master puzzler. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this one. Bye bye.